Hello and welcome. My name is Alicia Diaz-Rest and I am your instructor for the semester. I'm very excited to be teaching this class and to get to know all of you. I hope to make some videos throughout the semester to help you with your understanding of some of the material. And so I just want to get started with giving you an overview of what the semester is going to look like, kind of the flow of how we'll go through information and talk about the text for this course. So the big picture overview of how the semester will go, I think is helpful to give you the idea of what to anticipate. So we're going to start the semester with learning some basics about the American legal system. And this is important because the structure of the American legal system really impacts how you do legal research. Once we go over that big picture structure, we're going to move into looking at each of the individual sources of law and where to find the resources for those sources of law. From there, we'll move to looking at the process of what is called updating citators. Sometimes people call that shepherdizing. And that means that making sure that the law that you're finding is current and valid law. And when we look at citators, we're also going to look at legal citation format, so you can have some basics of legal citation format. Once we get to that point in the semester, you'll have a good foundational understanding of what resources exist and where to find those resources, how to locate them. And so we're going to transition into looking at the ethical dimensions of providing legal reference and making sure that we're not crossing over into the unauthorized practice of law when we're helping people find legal information. And then we'll look into the fundamentals of conducting legal research on our own. This will all culminate into a final project. So for this class, you're going to be doing a big final project that is responding to a reference request. So how you would prepare yourself to respond to a request that a patron might have. But don't worry, the entire semester will build in the skills that you need to be able to complete that project. And you'll have a mini project due the week before that will help you assess whether you have done what you need to be successful in the project. And I'm here for you. Any questions you might have, I really want you to feel free to reach out to me and reach out to me in the way that you feel comfortable. So, email or a phone call or, Zoom meeting or Zoom chat, whatever you want to do, however you want to communicate. I'm really happy to communicate with you. So let's talk a minute about the main text that we'll use for this course. The main text we're going to use for this course is called Sources of American Law. I'll refer to it as SAL throughout the course interchangeably, so don't get confused when you see SAL. That's what it means, Sources of American Law. And this is written for first-year law students. So sometimes when you're reading the book, you might think, oh, this is geared more towards a law student, but don't be intimidated by that fact. All of you are more than capable of understanding everything that is in this text. And the fact that the audience is law students, the book may even help you be better prepared to respond to the needs of your patrons that are looking to conduct legal research. So I think that is an added bonus to the way that the book is written. It's really accessible, and the book does a really nice job of contextualizing legal research. So I like the text for that matter. And also, even though it's written for the perspective of a lawyer or a law student, it can even help you in understanding the needs of a pro se litigant. And a pro se litigant, it just is a legal term for someone who's representing themselves in court. And oftentimes when you are helping with legal reference, you'll be helping somebody who is a pro se litigant. So just a lay person that is trying to engage with the law. One note about this text is that it is considered a fully open educational resource. So you don't have to pay for the text. What makes it different than something that you just might find on the internet that is available is that this has actually been licensed under Creative Commons under a BY-NC-SA 3.0 license. And that means that the author permits others to reuse, redistribute, and remix the text, which is really great for educational purposes. And as an information professional, you want to make note of the difference in copyright and licensing and materials. In the legal world, access to information is a social justice issue. So open educational resources that provide information on how to use legal resources help provide more equity of access to all information for all people. There are several other resources we'll use in this course that are freely available on the internet, but I don't qualify those as open educational resources. And the reason I don't qualify them as open educational resources is that even though they're free for us to access through the internet, they are not licensed in a way that we could redistribute, or remix, or reuse them. We just have to use them directly from the author. So one of those that we're going to be using is a book called Locating the Law. And I give an introduction to locating the law in this module. You'll see that I refer to it as LTL. As you start the reading for this week, those are the things that the main text will be using. And you'll see in the modules as I go through, I specifically will have a module page that is dedicated to letting you know what parts of those texts we're reading when we're reading them, and kind of give you exactly where to go to get that. So don't stress out too much about it. It will be throughout the semester. The Canvas pages will tell you exactly what the required reading is for that module or that week. So moving into this week, as you start the reading for this week, I want you to think about the types of research you've done in the past and how those types of research, that type of research that you've done in the past is different than the way that legal research is described. In the next Canvas page, I provided you with a guide for note-taking, so you could even print that off or put it into another document. And as you're completing the reading and going through the modules this week, you can take notes on what you're learning. And I think that will help you in the quiz for this week and help you as you're processing the information. So again, please feel free to reach out if you need any help at all. And here's to a great semester. Thank you so much.